What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we update you on everything regarding the fourth stimulus check update and the fourth round of stimulus, as there is multiple different provisions now being discussed to be included in the infrastructure/stimulus package, as well as what is going on in the world today. Also, make sure to watch all the way to the end for a special guest appearance on the show. You won't want to miss it. Don't forget to hit the like button for us, and let's jump right in. States are struggling to give out over $45 billion in rental assistance as evictions continue. Now, most of this money is from the second stimulus check package, actually, that passed at the end of December and started going out in January. Although the third stimulus check package will have two more rounds of mortgage assistance and rental assistance, and also possibly stimulus checks on the state and local county level. But there is two more rounds of mortgage and rental assistance. One, there's about 40 to 50 billion dollars or more, depending on how you categorize it, from the third stimulus check package for mortgage and rental assistance and property tax assistance and utility assistance as well. Most of that money is really not available. We'll get to that here in a second. Will be soon. And then there's $350 billion going to states and cities, which will have state and local programs for mortgage and rental assistance, as well as other types of stimulus programs coming out soon. Let me know if this story sounds familiar to you. Since Matthew Turner was laid off in October, he estimates he applied to close to 600 jobs with no luck. Nearly as difficult has been his hunt for rental assistance. Turner has contacted many local organizations in North Carolina where he lives, but has been denied or left on the wait lists by almost all of them. He and his partner Gerard have depleted their savings and don't know how they're going to come up with May's rent for their Raleigh apartment. Quote, "It's incredibly stressful. You don't know what else to do." Congress has allocated a total of more than $45 billion in rental assistance after the pandemic cost millions of Americans their jobs and left as many as 1 in 5 renters unable to keep up their housing payments. However, the rollout of relief funds isn't coming fast enough for many, and evictions continue despite a national ban on proceedings. So far, states and their local programs are in the process of distributing $16 billion of the $25 billion in rental assistance passed in the second stimulus check in December. In May, which is a couple weeks away, the Department of Treasury will begin sending to states and localities the additional $21 billion in rental assistance allocated in March's stimulus package. Here is a quick little graph you can see on the screen that shows the status of emergency rental assistance programs for each state. If your state is light gray, these colors right here, it means it's not even open yet. Montana, Minnesota, Illinois, and Iowa are not even open yet. States that are open are all these in kind of navy blue. The states in light blue, or kind of like Miami blue, you could call it, are uncertain of their rental program. That shows you how disorganized a lot of these states are on their mortgage and rental assistance programs. And if you're in this other teal color blue, which looks like it's only Alaska, is it closed? So all of the other states besides Alaska, according to this graph, do have some type of rental assistance either open or not open yet, which means they will be open. So there is most likely rental assistance available right now in your state, and there's even more coming on the way. As of early April, 3 months after the second stimulus check package was passed, the $25 billion in relief was passed. Some 20 states have yet to open a program to give out the aid. That is absolutely just pathetic. Quote, wait times for rent relief in Massachusetts are still weeks to months. And the delays are due to the fact that the states are figuring out how to disperse an unprecedented amount of money. In addition, housing advocates say that some states are unnecessarily slowing things by imposing arduous documentation requirements for tenants to qualify. I will put a couple links down below in the description of this video. If you're on a mobile phone, you may need to click the down arrow next to the title to open up the description of this video. I'll put some links in there to websites where you might be able to find rental assistance. They're kind of like countrywide directories. The other way to do it is, and you may have to look around a little bit because there's a lot of different programs in different counties and different states, and some programs are available through different organizations like the United Way and things like that. So really go on Google after this video and type in your county and rental assistance. So Summit County rental assistance or Ohio County rental assistance, for example, or mortgage assistance. And you may have to look around. It may take a little bit of time to look around and find this because you'll know if you look around. I've had a couple people on the show who have really dug deep into it. I know one of our viewers, Unforgiven 774, has dug real deep into Texas rental assistance, and they're still finding rental assistance programs even available today. Remember, as we've seen on that graph, a lot of states haven't even opened yet, or they're opening now, and then they're going to be getting a new influx of money. So stay diligent on this because honestly, you could get your rent paid for up to a year from these programs. So imagine getting free rent for a year. The government's already passed this money. It's really now just a matter of applying with your local area, your county, or your state, and getting in line or showing whatever documentation you need. Each state and each county is different, and as new money becomes available, they'll be opening up the qualifications to new people. So this is something you should try, because if you get 12 months of rent assistance free, or even 3 months or 6 months, it could literally mean thousands and thousands of dollars for you and your family, as well as your family members and friends. So feel free to share this video with them so that they know about this program. This is just one of the other types of stimulus programs from these different stimulus packages. The other way to do it is to call the phone number 211 and talk to an operator. Although I always caution that sometimes you're going to get somebody who has no idea what you're talking about, and you could call and talk to 5 different people and get 5 different sets of information. Sometimes you'll get somebody that really knows what they're talking about. But your area may have other types of program assistance, such as electricity assistance, utility assistance, food assistance. They have all sorts of different programs, different for each state and county. And as we said, there will be more opening up in the future. So I will keep you up to date on this. As well as all the other different stimulus packages on the horizon. Now, on the infrastructure slash stimulus package, this is where the Democrats, almost 100 of them now from the House and the Senate combined, are pushing for not even just a single stimulus check in this next package, but recurring stimulus checks in this next package. Well, Republicans are already unhappy with the size of the package and also what's in the package, as it's in my opinion not even going to pass with any Republican support. They're likely just going to pass this bill through the reconciliation process. The Senate parliamentarian has ruled that the Democrats can pass 2 more reconciliation process packages this year alone, as the Republicans seem to be on a different page when it comes to the third stimulus check package bill, which none of them voted for, as well as this new infrastructure package as well. A new report is out from an independent source. Republicans say that less than 6% of President Biden's plan is traditional infrastructure. And we kind of went over that in the last couple videos on how they were really only talking about the roads and bridges in this case. Well, an independent study from Bank of America says that it's more like half of the bill is already infrastructure. And just wait till the second half of the bill when they start adding in stimulus checks or even recurring stimulus checks, expansion of Medicare and Medicaid to include a hearing coverage, dental coverage, and maybe even eye coverage, as well as hearing aids and all that additional stuff for free, which they're pushing to do as well. And also possibly free community college for adults, free preschool for children, and honestly, all these different things that they're pushing for to be included in this infrastructure package, which will likely be in the second half of the package, well, the Republicans are really going to say that that's not physical infrastructure. And I think that's just likely that the Democrats are just going to end up passing this just the same way they did the third stimulus check package by on their own with the reconciliation process. As you can see here, the leaders of the Republican Party have argued that President Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan funds too many things that aren't physical or traditional infrastructure, saying that less than 6% of the spending goes towards rebuilding roads and bridges. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell slammed the plan, and the same day Biden unveiled it, called it a liberal wish list. And the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy released a statement to a similar effect. Both floated the 6% statistic, and House Minority Whip Steve Scalise recently said that over 90% of the bill they're proposing has nothing to do with roads and bridges, calling it a Soviet style infrastructure. That's harsh. Bank of America has done its own calculations, and a team led by Joseph Song found about half of the $2.2 trillion in spending should be considered traditional infrastructure spending. The bank said that investments in broadband and the electrical grid qualify as traditional infrastructure, things that Republican lawmakers don't include in their definition. Ultimately, Bank of America says it expects Biden's plan to boost growth and lead to better productivity, offsetting the higher taxes Biden proposes and the potential crowding out effect of higher public spending, potentially displacing investment by the private sector. Now, Republicans have countered and have offered an $800 billion infrastructure bill, which is less than or about a third of what the Democrats have proposed with 2.2 to 2.3 million dollars. And while Democrats are already saying that it is a tough sell to think that they would pass a bill less than one third the size of what they want. Democrats are really pushing for a larger package, which will ultimately likely end up with at least a fourth stimulus check in there, if not the monthly recurring stimulus checks that so many of these Democrats are pushing for. That's in the second part of the plan, most likely. I also think there's a possibility that when all is said and done, if the Democrats pass it through the reconciliation process, which is how they passed the third stimulus check package without a single Republican vote, I think it would be smarter for them to combine the two packages into one, because this way they only use one of their reconciliation cards, and then they have at least one more this year that they can use for another package or another bill. I mean, if you're going to use the reconciliation card, you probably should just include everything you want in all in one bill, as opposed to splitting up in two bills and then trying to pass it two different times and using up your two, like, we'll call it get out of jail free card passes, because if you can do it all in one bill, why use up two cards, right? Hear what I'm saying? Now, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, says that they can go back and amend them, but that's we'll leave that to a later date until when they need to do it. They're also considering getting rid of the filibuster, which would completely eliminate the rule for the 60 vote in the Senate. I don't think they're going to do that right away because they have the reconciliation cards or the reconciliation processes that they can pass the package with. So they don't really need, it's not a pressing issue to pass or get rid of the filibuster. I also think it'll be very difficult to get rid of the filibuster with Senator Joe Manchin not really on board with it. But he has said in the past he'd be okay going down to a talking filibuster, which would essentially get rid of it. It would mean you can only filibuster or delay a bill without 60 votes for as long as you're up there on the podium, the Senate podium, talking, which would really get rid of the filibuster, because you can't go up there and talk for day after day after day. You have to leave to go get food or go to the bathroom or go home to sleep. And as soon as you leave the podium, well, the filibuster would be over, or the delay on the bill. So there is a possibility they could get rid of the filibuster. And I think that'll be at a later date. If they do get rid of the filibuster, that's probably about the only way that they can do what they call packing the court. We talked about that in the last few days, which would be expanding the Supreme Court from 9 seats to 13 seats, something that Republicans are like wholeheartedly against. And even a lot of Democrats are not really for either. So that will be a very controversial issue that I think will be very hard to pass in the future. All right, I'm here with my beautiful baby boy, Julian. Can you say hi?
Hi,
Can you tell them who's having a birthday soon?
baby Julian.
Baby Julian. And how old is the baby Julian going to be?
3,
3. Yeah.
4,
No, 3.
3.
Yeah. Are you going to get presents?
Yeah, I do.
Are you going to get cake?
Yeah, I do.
You do? What kind of cake do you want?
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate
The
cake.
frosting cake.
Frosting?
Yeah.
And do you want ice cream too?
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream do you want?
Don't.
Huh?
Don't.
What kind of ice cream is that?
Don't ice cream. Don't Superman ice cream.
Both? Both?
No, it's Superman ice cream.
Superman ice cream. Yeah, that's mommy's favorite. That might be daddy's favorite too.
Hi.
What else do you want to say? Can you say thanks for watching?
Thanks for watching.
Ooh. Say you're a part of our family.
You're funny.
He's going to headbutt me, this kid.
You're
Stop.
funny.
All right, can you say bye-bye to our family?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Say I love you.
I love you.
Say I'll see you in the next video.
I'll see you in next video.
All right, bye-bye. Also, click on this video next if you didn't watch my last video about Dr. Fauci versus a Republican representative. It was an absolutely heated battle. So click on this video to watch it next because it was absolutely explosive and you'll want to watch it. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.